In the Armenian capital, Yerevan, hundreds of business owners continued their protests against changes in the tax law set to come into effect on February the 1st. The reforms lower the sales tax for small and medium-sized businesses, but entrepreneurs say the new code saddles them with a crippling amount of paperwork. Armenian Prime Minister Hovik Abrahamian spoke to the crowds and promised to keep the current tax laws unchanged for businesses that can't document all sales. Georgia's national currency, the lari, continued its steady decline, falling below 2 to the dollar, or about 17% less than its value 2 months ago. Responding to the currency's fall, National Bank head Georgi Kadagidze announced that the bank would revise its monetary policy starting next week to try to reverse the trend. The decline of the Georgian lari is linked to the sinking Russian ruble and the crisis in Ukraine. In Peshawar, northwest Pakistan, displaced people from the Khyber tribal district protested to demand government assistance to return to their homes. Pakistani officials announced this week that security forces had cleared Khyber district of militants and that IDPs would be able to return home soon. But the protesters said they would be returning to houses and farms destroyed by military operations and demanded aid to help them rebuild their lives. In Simferopol, the capital of Crimea, a deputy chairman of the Crimean Tatar parliament was taken to a court building late on January the 29th after he was detained on suspicion of organising mass disorder last year. Law enforcement officials said that Akhdem Chigoz was detained in connection with clashes outside the Crimean parliament in February 2014. Shortly after the clashes, armed men seized the parliament building and the assembly voted to join Russia several days later. And in St. Petersburg, a small group of activists lit candles in honour of victims on both sides of the conflict in Ukraine. The activists read texts by poets and philosophers in support of peace at the event, which was held on January the 29th. And that's the video roundup from Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty.